What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioWest 3 Raw TV. We're going to talk about something tonight that it's I don't want to say it's shocking because obviously this shit goes on and it's not a secret anymore that certain supplement companies dust their products with things, and it's not always on the label too. Here's what's kind of interesting. So what am I talking about? Jerry, what are you talking about? What supplement companies? Well, first of all, you don't need any names. All you'd have to do is just Google to find these things out, but because of the fucking laws and people, like, the last thing you want to do is fucking get sued for saying something that, and they may not win the case when they're suing you, but they drain your bank account. That's the whole idea. They'll sue you and they know they're not going to win, but they'll drain the fuck out of your bank account so that they get you like that. So no names, okay? But two ingredients have popped up lately that have caught my attention that have been found in supplements that technically are not food supplements. And one of them is actually illegal to import. And the one, we'll start right off the first one, Kratom or Kratom, K-R-A-T-O-M, which in the last year is when I've actually been kind of really exposed to it. And Chris Bell actually told me a lot about it. And he actually came to DC to March when they tried to make the Kratom illegal. But it is illegal to import. Okay, so I don't know how they get around that. I think, honestly, it's being smuggled in the country. It's not being grown here or produced here. They're smuggling it in somehow, and they're still selling it. But technically, it's illegal to import. Now, much like marijuana, Kratom is natural. It's an herb. It grows out of the ground. It's a plant, etc., which would, at first glance, be like, well, it's a natural thing. It's an herb, whatever. You know, it's not a drug. Well, the thing is, it does have very powerful drug-like effects. And I, for one, personally, okay, this is just my personal opinion, do not see anything wrong with Kratom use or Kratom use or whatever. If you know what you're taking, you know you're taking Kratom, you know you're taking it, like you choose to take Kratom, what the possible effects and side effects are, and you're using it for a specific purpose, right? Like many people are using it to get off opiates, which is amazing, right? So instead of using methadone or Suboxone, they use the Kratom, right? Amazing. Other people use it for pain. It blocks pain. It kills pain. It's a great painkiller. Other people are actually using it to get high. You take enough of the shit, you do get high. It is opiate-based. It goes to the opiate receptor, covers the receptor, which is why it works like, you know, the methadone or the Suboxone, etc. People that are wanting to get off the, the opiates can use this natural product, this natural herb, to get them off of it, and they're living great, productive lives, and they don't go through the withdrawals, and they don't have to worry about it, and it works really well. But the problem here is it is still considered a drug because it has drug-like effects. Now people go, well, Jerry, it's natural. Marijuana is natural as fuck, okay? The marijuana that was not the shit that they make nowadays, like special strains and fucking, chemicals added to it. I'm talking about just regular marijuana was growing out of the ground, and that's been illegal in America fucking forever, right? It's just recently been they've just legalized it. They've unscheduled it so that it can be used for medicinal purposes and now recreational purposes, because now they know that there's, a lot less than what they thought before as far as abuse potential and stuff like that. So technically, Kratom, I don't see any different than marijuana. I think that it should all be legal as long as the person's responsible and they decide what they're doing themselves. They know what they're taking and why they're taking it. Now, why am I talking about the Kratom? Kratom has actually been found in a few, not a lot, but a few sports supplements, bodybuilding supplements. And some of them put it on the label. Some of them have not put it on the label because technically it's not a supplement. It's not a food supplement. It's like a plant. So technically they don't have to put it on the, it's like a little loophole, but the bottom line is that's shady as fuck because that one ingredient, if you take this ingredient and you don't know you're taking it, it will give you like a euphoric effect. They're putting enough in the products to give you a euphoric effect. Now you feel euphoric on these fat burners and pre-workouts. That's what they'd add in. So think about it like this. They put in these stims that really stimulate you and give you like a stimulated high. They add the Kratom and gives you euphoria. You feel fucking amazing, right? You're gonna keep buying that product forever. Also, when you stop taking it, if you've taken it long enough, you will have withdrawal symptoms because the Kratom is in it, okay? So that's just some sneaky bullshit right there, and it's not supposed to be in sports supplements, okay? It's supposed to be like by itself. Like when you buy it, like CBD oil, you buy CBD oil knowing you're buying CBD oil for a specific purpose. You're not just kind of dusting it in the supplements and throwing it on the market. So I kind of stepped back and I was like, wait a minute, the thing is illegal to import, right? It has drug-like effects, and they're throwing it in sports supplements and not even putting it on the label? That's shady as fuck. Or they're putting in the sports supplements and putting on the label, which it really has no business in a pre-workout or a fat burner whatsoever. If anything, I could say, okay, this could be a standalone, I don't want to call it a supplement because technically it is considered a drug even though it's natural. It could be a standalone for like pain or inflammation or something like that. But to put it in a pre-workout is pretty shady. to get that euphoric effect and not let the people know that they're putting it in their body and they're having drug-like effects from something that's really strong. So, you know, my personal opinion is they need to figure out what the fuck is going on with these people throwing that shit in there and put a fucking stop to it, you know, or at least put on the label, like right on the front, contains kratom, so that you know, without having to look, because a lot of people are not going to look at all those little things on the bottom and they can't read it. They make the label sometimes specifically, so when you turn the label over and you look at it, it flashes in the light and it's very hard to read everything on there. It's small and they'll put like silver with red or silver with gray, like shit that it just blends all together, and they make it specifically hard for you to read. But like right on the front, like a black label with big yellow letters says includes kratom, contains kratom. That I wouldn't have a problem with whatsoever because people would know. Now the other thing, here's something that is just fucking blows my mind. It's called arcoline, and I had to actually look up because I had never heard of it until today when I was discussing it with an individual, and we were discussing the kratom situation. And he said, hey, well, did you hear about the arcoline that's making its way into products? And I was like, what the fuck is arcoline? It is, I'm just going to read it off here. It says it's the betel or erica nut is used throughout the rest of the world in a manner similar to chewing tobacco, okay? It's predominantly used in Asia where it's been used for hundreds of years. Arcoline hydrobromide, arcoline hydrobromide, Jesus Christ, right, is a compound found in the betel nut and now being investigated for its effects on the central nervous system. Most likely the variation showing up in supplements today is asynthetic, not natural, a synthetic variation created in the lab to mimic the actual compound. Now, it's no longer natural, it's synthetic, what's going into these products. And what it does is it works like nicotine. It actually stimulates your central nervous system. Now, just like nicotine is addictive, so is this stuff. So you're taking supplements that, a lot of people out there like stims. Like, I'm not a stim guy. Like, I hate stims. Very rarely will I take anything more than a little bit of caffeine, or I'll take the ECA stack from Titan, which still doesn't blow your wig off. But they're combining like yohimbe, caffeine, DMAA. They're throwing this fucking arcoline in there, which nicotine is another stimulant. It kills appetite, stimulates your central nervous system so that you get wired and get a euphoric feeling. So they're putting things in these products now. People have been caught putting amphetamines in there before. If you guys remember a few years ago, there was that company, I don't remember that, I think it was Craze or whatever the fuck it was. And it actually contained an amphetamine. And when they found out about it, they yanked it off the shelves real quick. And all of a sudden eBay was selling for like $350 on eBay the next day, because it actually contained a drug. Or there was another product which will remain nameless because this company's still around. And it was a great pump product. It was amazing. The best pump. Oh my God, the pump is amazing. It's terrific, right? Contained Coumadin. They found Coumadin in the products, and they tested several cans of it around the fucking country. It all contained Coumadin, and the company claimed, oh, we don't know what the Coumadin's doing in there. We have no idea. It's a drug. It's a blood thinner. They give it to people so that they don't have blood clots to thin their blood out, so that their body can push the blood through and not basically have that thick, syrupy blood. Well, it's a pump product. So all of a sudden, Coumadin randomly found its way in this product and made it the #1 selling product for a while until they got caught. We don't know. We have no idea. Oh my God, we'll take care of it right away. Product gets re-released without Coumadin. Guess what? It fucking sucks balls and nobody used it anymore. As a matter of fact, it's one of those products that back in the day, everybody loved it and nobody could stop talking about it, and now nobody wants it. Like, it just fucking sucks. It's basically like drinking Kool-Aid. So, there are things going in these products that, I actually had a discussion today with an individual who owns a supplement company. And, him and his wife are friends of mine, and he's a good guy. He's a straightforward guy. If you ask him a question, he'll tell you the truth. And we were talking about this today, and he was like, look, this is going on, that's going on. He's like, what the fuck? And I'm sitting there going, you gotta be shitting me. And I started looking these things up, and sure as shit enough, he's telling the truth. I just haven't really been paying attention to stims and stuff like that because I'm not into them, and I'm never gonna load a product in my fucking supplement line with stims ever. It's just not my thing. I don't think it's good for you. I don't think it does anything other than jack you up for the gym, raise your cortisol levels, and I think it honestly impedes growth. That's my personal opinion from what I have seen with it. There's always going to be those people out there that jack themselves up taking it anyways. They're eating enough, whatever the case may be. But the bottom line is, I don't think it belongs, or these heavy stims, I don't think they belong in supplements. I think that eventually, the FDA is going to crack down and they're going to start pulling certain things. And I actually heard yohimbe was on the chopping block. I don't know if this is true or not, but a couple weeks ago, I heard a rumor that yohimbe was illegal to sell by itself without, I forgot what the thing I was reading, and I was like, what the fuck? So I looked more into that and couldn't find any more information about it, but I couldn't find anything saying that it wasn't real either, so I don't really know what's going on, but I know that some of these supplements have some things in them that could harm you, absolutely could harm you. And at this point, I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't know what the course of action is. I know that the companies putting the R-choline in have been caught. I know that the companies putting the kratom in have been caught. You know, the companies that put the Coumadin have been caught. So eventually it seems like they all get caught. But I do know an individual who has been testing products, who has actually been taking them and spending the money to test them. And I'm not sure what he's going to do with that information, but he's finding things in these products that are not supposed to be there, which is very disheartening, and it's disappointing because some of these companies, they have pretty big names, you know, and you don't want to think for a second that these people are sitting there making up products that could be harmful, throwing things in there that they don't even know what the fuck the long-term effects are. And you want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but it looks like, you know, people want that hardcore tweak so bad that these companies are willing to risk everything and fucking going to jail and everything to just get some more sales on a couple more fucking cans of pre-workout. So be aware, guys. R-choline is being thrown in the products. Check it out. You know, do your due diligence. Look up the research and what's going on with that. The kratom, which again I do believe has a place. It absolutely has a place in this world. In a pre-workout and in a fucking fat burner is not the place for it. And only time will tell. So chime in down there. Let me know what you guys think. If you've tried a product that is just so euphoric, a food supplement, like a sports supplement, if it's so euphoric, you're like, wow, what the fuck? Or if you've tried something that has tweaked you out so bad that you're like, this can't just be caffeine or it can't be whatever, chime in down below and let's hear what you guys have to say because I don't use those types of products and I'm really curious. BodyShapeTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bodyshaping.com is a blog. It's fucking stims are going crazy bicep and we are out.